Welcome back to Bourbon Hunter, the channel where we chase great bottles, break down bourbon myths, and occasionally make some questionable life choices, all in the name of whiskey research. Here, we're diving into the stories behind the bottles, the trends shaking up the bourbon world, and the pours that'll make you say, yep, that's going on the top shelf. So grab a glass, settle in, and let's hunt some flavor, because around here, the bourbon's bold, the jokes are bad, and the hunt is always on. Welcome back to Bourbon Hunter Anonymous, the show where we chase good bourbon like it's cardio, but without actually doing cardio. And today, we're diving into one of the most unique, most interesting, most misunderstood bourbon brands on the planet, Four Roses. People think Four Roses is entry level, light, or only good in a cocktail. But what they don't know is that Four Roses has one of the most complex, nerd friendly production setups in the entire bourbon world. I'm talking 10 recipes, 2 mash bills, 5 yeast strains, and enough variables to make a math teacher sweat. Today, I'm breaking down the entire Four Roses lineup, from the basic yellow label, well, Four Roses bourbon now, all the way up to the barrel proof private selections, and explaining exactly what sets each one apart, why they taste so different, and which ones your taste buds are most likely to fall in love with. So pour something floral, something spicy, fruity, or all the above, and let's get into the beautiful science that makes Four Roses the bourbon world's version of really complicated relationship, but like the good kind. So, why is Four Roses so different? Before we talk bottles, you need to understand why Four Roses tastes the way it does. Because this brand is not like anyone else. They don't just make bourbon, they make recipes. Yes, plural. Four Roses uses 10 distinct bourbon recipes. They get those 10 from a combination of 2 mash bills and 5 yeast strains. And if you just said, wait, yeast matters? Yes. It matters so much that the wrong yeast strain could turn your bourbon into something that tastes like a bread factory exploded. So let's break it down. Mash bill number 1, B, or OB, the high rye mash bill. It's 60% corn, 35% rye, 5% malted barley. And that 35% rye, yeah, that's spicy. That's like bourbon with an attitude. It kicks back. Mash bill number 2, OE, or the low rye mash bill. That's 75% corn, 20% rye, 5% malted barley. This one is sweeter, softer, smoother. More corn, less spice, more, let's talk about our feelings. Yeast strains is the real magic. So they have 5 strains and each give recipe its own personality. V, it's the delicate fruit. K, light spice. O, rich fruit. Q, floral. F, herbal. One makes floral notes, another makes fruit, another makes spice, and one, the F yeast, is basically Four Roses saying, here's the weird one. It tastes like someone sprinkled herbs in your bourbon. But you put the mash bills and yeast strains together and you get the 10 recipes. OBSV, OBSK, OBSO, OBSQ, OBSF, OESV, OESK, OESO, OESQ, OESF. And if that felt like reading a cipher, congratulations, because now you're bilingual in Four Roses. So let's do the Four Roses lineup. You have Four Roses bourbon, the yellow label. So let's start with the OG, the gateway bourbon, your first sip of adulthood bourbon, Four Roses bourbon, formerly known as Yellow Label. The bottle is made from all 10 recipes. It's blended for consistency and smoothness. It's like the bourbon version of a team project where, for once, everyone actually did their work. So the flavor profile is light fruit, honey, floral sweetness, gentle spice, and a soft finish. This is the beginner bourbon. It's smooth, fruity, friendly, and won't punch you in the throat. It's the kind of bourbon that would say please and thank you. This is best for new bourbon drinkers, cocktails, people who want flavor without the burn, a weekday sipping without guilt. Not the most complex, not the boldest, but one of the most crushable bourbons on the market. We have Four Roses Small Batch. Now we climb up one step up the ladder. Four Roses Small Batch uses 4 of the 10 recipes: OBSK, OBSO, OESK, OESO, the spicy and fruity ones. The flavor profile is sweet fruit, baking spice, caramel, richer oak, and a longer finish. This is where Four Roses starts flexing. Small batch is more complex than the yellow label, more oak, more spice, more depth, but still super approachable. Think of it like Yellow Label after a glow up montage. This is best for people ready to explore real bourbon flavor. Old fashions, neat sipping, and showing someone the real Four Roses. Then we have the Four Roses single barrel. Now we're getting serious. Four Roses single barrel uses one recipe, OBSV, the high rye mash bill with a delicate fruit yeast. This is the point where Four Roses says, all right, enough training wheels. The flavor profile is ripe fruit, pepper spice, vanilla, oak, clean, punchy finish. It's elegant but spicy, fruity but bold. This bourbon is basically the kid who got straight A's and was good at sports. The catch? Every bottle comes from one barrel, so flavor varies slightly, but that's part of the fun. It's like bourbon roulette, but the good kind. Then we have Four Roses Small Batch Select. This is where the magic happens. Small Batch Select is 104 proof, non-chill filtered, and uses 6 of the 10 recipes. The recipes used are OBSV, OBSK, OBSF, OESB, OESK, OESF. That's fruity, spicy, and herbal. This is Four Roses showing off. This is the bourbon equivalent of a flex photo, but tasteful. Their flavor profile is rich fruit, deep caramel, cinnamon and clove, dark berries, herbal accents, and a long, warming finish. It's complex without being pretentious, like a masterclass in blending. This is the bottle you break out when you want to impress someone who actually knows bourbon. It's best for neat sipping, sharing with enthusiasts, savoring like a nerd, or showing why Four Roses is elite. Then we have the Four Roses Private Selection Barrel Strength. All right, we've reached the final boss. Four Roses Private Selections, also known as the Lego set of bourbon. You customize them, you hunt them, you argue about which recipe is the best on the internet at 2 a.m. These are single barrels bottled at barrel proof, chosen by stores, groups, or clubs, and each one uses one of the 10 recipes. This is where you meet the true personalities of Four Roses. Some are fruity, some are spicy, some are floral, some taste like a bouquet punch you in the face, and some, like OBSF, taste like someone mixed herbs into your bourbon tea. The flavor profiles, these are just examples. OBSK would be a big spice, caramel, rich oak. OESO, a juicy fruit bomb. OESV, sweet, delicate, elegant. OBSF, herbal, minty, unique. OESK, sweet with baking spice. These bottles are fun. They're like Pokemon. You want to try to collect them all. Just don't actually try that unless you have unlimited money or questionable impulse control. So which Four Roses is right for you? So let's match you to your bourbon, because not every palate wants the same thing. If you're new to bourbon, Four Roses Bourbon Yellow Label. Smooth, fruity, and gentle. If you want affordable but complex, go with Small Batch. More flavor, still easy to sip. If you like bold spice with elegance, go with Single Barrel OBSV. Fruit plus spice. Chef's kiss. If you want a why isn't this $80? Go with Small Batch Select, the perfect blend of everything Four Roses does well. If you want the most unique, customizable experience, go with Private Selection Barrel Strength. This is where the fun and the chaos begins. For your wallet, not your ego, here's the Bourbon Hunter official ranking. Number 1, Small Batch Select, best overall quality. Number 2, Four Roses Single Barrel, best flavor clarity. Number 3, Small Batch, best value for most people. Number 4, Yellow Label, best beginner and cocktail bourbon. Number 5, Private Selections, best for collectors and nerds. Please note, these rankings are 100% correct unless you disagree, in which case you are also correct because bourbon is subjective and I'm not your boss. Some of my final thoughts on Four Roses. Four Roses isn't just a bourbon brand, it's a bourbon ecosystem. It's a flavor playground. It's a choose your own adventure story where the main character is tipsy but happy. Whether you want a light and floral, bold and spicy, fruity and sweet, or herbal and weird, Four Roses has a recipe just for you. Literally 10 of them. So leave a comment. What's your favorite Four Roses recipe or bottle? I guarantee someone will disagree with you, and that's how the bourbon community knows you're one of us. And that's another pour down. If you enjoyed hanging out in the hunt today, don't leave me standing here like an empty bottle on a Sunday morning. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment about what I should track down next. Remember, bourbon may age gracefully, but my YouTube channel only grows if you feed it. I'll see you in the next hunt. Cheers, bourbon hunters.